Okay, everybody, this is about the 9th try for this. This is what I get for trying to do this at work. But okay, I'm gonna do this. It's just the getting interrupted that many times and then trying to kind of get back and be on track, and it's just not working. So I'm back this week, SMC VSG 2016, in my pre-op journey for vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And I was tagged to do a top 5 reasons I had weight loss surgery from Princess Love RNY. Both of us are pre-op, so she got tagged, though she tagged me, even though we're pre-op, for the top 5 reasons that we decided to have weight loss surgery. I felt like maybe I kind of covered this when I did my top 10 reasons that I won't miss being fat. But actually, when I thought about it, a couple other things popped into my head, so I thought I would do this. And I told her I would. So the first thing that popped into my head when I asked myself this question was freedom. And that encompasses a lot of things. For me, freedom means, being the carefree person that I used to be, that didn't have a lot of brain space taken up with how I looked in my clothes and how heavy I was breathing and how much space I was taking up in the place I was sitting. I mean, just things like that. I just want freedom from that. I just want to go back to being just, feeling like a regular person. I was never as vain before as I am now, because I think about how I look a lot more. That doesn't mean that I think I look good. That just means there's vanity in thinking about how you look a lot. So I think freedom that way, freedom to, go take a walk and not worry about, how I'm going to feel afterwards, and if my heel is going to hurt, and if, just some of these kinds of things. Coming into, okay, so yes, I'm, coming in on that second half of my century, because I plan to live a century. So I'm coming into the second half of that, and, I want to live my life to the fullest. I had my kids later, in my mid-30s, and so my grandchildren are going to come later, and I want to be able to roll around with them and go outside and play with them and have energy for them, and for my kids now, they're teenagers, and so they're, kind of involved in their own thing, but, I want to be around for them, and I don't want to be healthy for them. I don't want to just be around for them. I want to be active and involved, and I think, I'm a little less involved. I still go to my kids' sporting events, and they're, I do all of those things, but I don't like to. I like to go and watch them. I just don't like to go out in the public very much, because I think like I said, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm thinking about my weight issue. I wish I could be the kind of person that wasn't like that, and that could just be content with myself in other ways and just accept it and be happy, but I'm just not. I'm not that person. Vanity, I talked about that, so I'm just going to throw that one out there. The person who started this, she brought that out there, and this tag, Toya, I can't remember if that's her whole handle, but she's just great. If her channel, I'm going to have to link it down here, because I just loved her energy in her videos. I just loved it. But she brought that up. That was her last thing. And, that's just keeping it real. Humans are vain. We do have that character flaw, if it is a character flaw. I said the grandchildren already, so that was another one of the 5. And my health, which relates to all of that. And that, again, relates back to the freedom. My health is relatively good, but I have high blood pressure, and I'm taking medication for it. And I know that it's related to my weight, because it only happened in the last year. And because I started exercising less in the past year. I will say, even at my, in my high weight time, when I was walking and doing some exercise every day, my blood pressure was good. But this is kind of a vicious cycle with weight and how I feel about myself and how much I'm motivated to do things. And so it was affected by that. So I think I touched on all those. Freedom, you know, wanting to live my life to the fullest and travel and, you know, be involved in a lot of things in this second half of my life. Vanity, grandchildren, and my health. So those were my top 5 reasons. I wanted to just share, just because I discovered this and I used it for the first time this morning. This is totally not weight loss related, but I'm going to show you anyway. I don't know if you can tell, but excuse me. My eyebrows are practically non-existent. I have very light auburn blondish eyebrows, and I don't even pluck them, and they've just always been barely there, or you couldn't see them because they're so light. And I found this L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. Oh, yes. This stuff is fabulous. It's just like a little like eyelash brush, mascara brush, and you just brush it up on those, and I cannot believe the difference it made. At first I told my husband, I was like, oh, that looks weird. I look like I have too much makeup on and too much. He goes, I know you feel like that because you've never really seen them, but it doesn't look bad at all. It looks good, actually. So I wanted to share that with everybody. The other thing is, I know there's lots of bad reviews of this stuff, but I just have to say, Isopure Grape, I like it. I also like their tea. And this is 40 grams, 0 carbs, 40 grams of protein, 0 carbs. And I like it. So for anybody out there who's wanting to try some of these, I've tried all of them pretty much, and I have to say I didn't like all of them, but the grape, the tea and the green tea, those were good. And the lemonade was my #1 favorite. They are, you know, I got mine on sale at GNC, so you can catch some sales, or, you know, they mark them down sometimes, but depending on the expiration date, you just kind of have to check it out and see. I was gonna end this right there, but there's just, you know, I've been looking at a lot of videos over the last week, and here we go. I'm gonna have to edit that out because I did learn how to edit a little bit last week. I have been kind of looking, you know, YouTube VSG or weight loss community does seem to be kind of dominated with, and this isn't a bad thing at all. I think it's, you know, I think it's great. You know, 20 somethings and 30 somethings. One of the things I said when I got out there is I would really like to be able to connect with people who are, you know, in their late 40s, early 50s, or, you know, 50s, 40s. Just because, you know, I think there's things that we're experiencing that, you know, we weren't experiencing in our 20s and 30s. And so I came across some videos, and, you know, I think there's this idea that once you're past a certain age that, you know, you should just kind of give in and just kind of accept it. And, you know, this is just the way it's going to be. I'm already, you know, over the hill at this point. So, you know, this kind of, I got the sense that there was kind of this idea of, should I be doing this because of that? And I just wanted to say this. No, you know, this is the way I look at my life is, this is my one life. This is my one life. This is it. This is, you know, I kind of think about it the way I thought about this. I don't know if this is, if I should go here, but, you know, my first marriage, you know, I just finally decided, you know, am I just supposed to accept this, and that this is the way that it's going to be, even though I'm not happy? And, you know, I think that was the time that I came to this realization that no, no, my responsibility in this life is to be happy. And that might sound selfish, but I really don't think it is. I think that's everyone's responsibility for themselves. You know, it's not my responsibility to make someone else happy, and I shouldn't expect, you know, I have to do that for myself as well. And then I think two happy people come together and it's happy. So I kind of think the same way about this weight loss surgery. And of course you deserve it. Of course you can do it. Of course it will be worth it. You are worth it. That's what I want to say. It was this, you know, am I worthy? Should I do this? Is it too late? Am I being selfish? If you are being selfish, well then be selfish, okay? Because if your health and your longevity and your quality of life is going to be improved, then you do it, girls. Come on. I'm looking at this like, God, I got to make the most of this for sure now, because, you know, I'm heading down that other side of the hill, and I want this to be the best, you know. It's been pretty great so far, and I want to keep it that way. So, you know, that's one of the reasons I decided to do this. I wasted, you know, almost a decade, you know, gaining this weight and being overweight and feeling like this, and I'm not doing it anymore. It's time to move on from that. It's time to close that chapter. So I just wanted to put that message out there. Thanks everybody for subscribing and for supporting me, and I'm trying to get out there and support you and watch as many videos as I can and leave as many messages as I can. And this is just a wonderful community to be going through this experience with. So thank you. And I will try to make, and they're not, you know, it's the pre-op process. So I don't know what else I can talk about, except I probably will be making a video this weekend about how my pre-op diet is going. And oh, I just want to put a shout out to Esther VSG, who is getting ready to have her surgery on Thursday, I think it is. And I just wanted to, and I think she's getting ready to leave to where she's going for that. So I just wanted to say we're thinking about you, and you're going to do great. I can't wait to hear from you when you're back. Okay, talk to y'all later.